Hello, I'm Enzo, and today I'll be playing more Oxygen Not Included Spaced Out. To start, I need to get around to researching renewable energy, mostly for solar panels, but steam turbines are always useful late game. However, there is a reason I kind of forgot to do this research. I need radbolt research. I better get on that. I haven't dealt with stone hatches in a very long time, so I kind of forgot just how tanky they are. I hope this won't be a problem late game, as I'll have more duplicates with higher excavation skills, but still, even with Atmos suits and my best diggers, it still takes a lot of effort just to evolve 2 stone hatches. This is my simple yet effective radbolt research center. You can use 4 Weezeworts, but I only had 2 seeds, an auto sweeper, and a container full of phosphorite. Set the priority to 1, and it should work perfectly. Okay, you know how I always say I'm not really going to show when duplicates get stuck because it's pretty common? Yeah, I'm not. What happened here was just the game being the game. Like, look at this. Now, I don't know if it was actually digging up more sand or not, but this was a very cool glitch either way. I haven't seen this one before. One of the main focuses of this episode is going to be working on space, or at least getting to the top of our planetoid, especially because I need some more power. Since we don't have a centralized base just yet, we have Atmos suits where we need them. For example, the industrial area, and now our space biome. Radbolt research is also going to be great for unlocking a bunch of space-related stuff as well. Man, making Atmos suits is the worst. Every time I have to make more Atmos suits, I have to crash the game. I really wish I knew what caused it, but it's just annoying every time. One crash and one cut later, we're now almost ready to get into space. Here's a glass forge for those solar panels I'm gonna need later. It's funny, I need power extremely badly, but I need glass to make solar panels so I can get more power. Glass is a very power expensive process too, so... This clip might seem extremely random, but I assure you it has a purpose. I'm just seeing how much room this planetoid has, considering I think I played a planetoid of this type before, but not in recent memory, so I wanted to see how much space I had to work with in total. I'm gonna send Akashi to go explore what else we can of the surface of our planetoid. The reason I wasn't talking is mostly just because of how good the space theme sounds, and I wanted you guys to hear it, because it is an amazing feeling finally getting to the top of your planetoid. For the time being, I just want to build at least a few solar panels just to get started. I'll build more near the edge of the world later on, but for now I legit just need the power. And here's the beginning of my world's power spine. I really haven't talked much about the development of the second planetoid, but trust me, it's not that important. I want to take the hydrogen that I've been collecting from the electrolyzer, which has accumulated at the top of the world, and I want to send it back to the main planetoid so I can use it, as hydrogen is actually a really good source of power. Since I have AI-controlled rockets, I don't need many dedicated pilots, but this one had pretty good stats. There are some names I'm not going to even attempt to pronounce because I would just butcher them. So, Ulrich for short. And if you're new to Oxygen Not Included and you didn't know, the whole time I have just been excavating both planetoids. Nothing special, I just wanted you guys to know what I was doing the whole time, because this is just about it. I'm going to say it again, powerless filters are almost never worth it. Trust me, use normal powered filters. It will make your life so much easier. Powerless filters are just a hassle. Trust me. Fun fact about stables, you can put gas or liquid reservoirs in there as well as extra storage, if you need something to do with extra space with how my designs are. So yeah, just thought I'd let you guys know about that. Cool little feature you can use. On the second planetoid, since we don't have much left to do, I'm sending Travaldo back. Yeah, I still forgot to rename them, I don't remember when I do that, but they will have a name eventually. Meanwhile, Shaklov and Jean Bart have the luxury of cleaning the rest of the place up. Also, because of my power crisis, which I helped solve with solar panels, I kind of forgot I had a natural gas geyser. So I finally decided to hook this up to some tanks so I can use the natural gas. Eventually, hopefully. And now that everything is relatively stable, I can finally attempt to go out in space. This is rare for me considering it's only cycle 222. One of the mods I have is called Rocketry Expanded. It adds quite a few new rocketry buildings, and some of them are insanely useful. For example, I'm using two. The extended solo spacefarer module and carbon dioxide gas tanks, or fuel tanks. I'll go over the spacefarer module in a little bit, but I actually decided to add two of these fuel tanks, which each add 50 kilograms of carbon dioxide, which means with two of these fuel tanks you can actually double the flight range of a carbon dioxide rocket, which can be insanely useful. And it uses all 10 of the height limit of the carbon dioxide engine, which is neat. I then had to hook up a gas line all the way from my industrial area to the carbon dioxide engine. The industrial area is flooded with carbon dioxide, so this is a perfect use for it. On the topic of carbon dioxide, I also got a few slickster eggs a while back. Now, slicksters only survive in extremely hot areas. This area is pretty toasty, so this should at least keep them alive. They won't be comfortable, but they should be able to survive for at least a little bit. I should have built a telescope right as I got into space, but I forgot, so here it is. I just want to see what's around us, and then I'll use the rocket to explore deeper into space. Our first space POI of the game is a forested ore field. You know what? It's actually not terrible. It does give me some aluminum ore, and maybe igneous rock might be useful in the future. Considering how much my stone hatches are using, perhaps. So this design is pretty much only possible with the expanded version of the Solo Spacefarer module. Now, to explain this cluster mess of attempting to make a rocket useful, pretty much a telescope goes at the top where it can just barely fit, so I can reveal more space tiles on the star map. Since the exterior of our rocket has been maxed out, everything else is going to have to be made in the interior of our rocket. This means I have to somehow fit power, oxygen, and a bathroom into this extremely tiny and limited space. But I do manage to do it with a few tricks from the game, let's just say. I also have a mod that tells me everything about the space POIs. This one says it has an office mug. I hope that's not true. Our astronaut is gonna be Eldridge. The second she steps in, she decides to take a nap. She deserves it, especially for what's coming. Anyways though, this is pretty much the optimal rocket setup. The only thing I wish I would change is I think I could add one more battery inside. Anyways, Eldridge is gonna go explore the universe now. Before I get to how this rocket loadout works, I just wanted to show this picture, because I mean Eldridge in an ammo suit. It looks absolutely awesome. The simple and fast explanation of how this rocket loadout works is the telescope is used to explore. Since we used up all 10 space on the exterior, everything else we need goes on the interior. Of course, there's stuff the duplicant needs, for example bathroom and food, but you may wonder, how does oxygen work?
When a duplicant runs out of breathable oxygen in their atmosuit, they're gonna go for oxygen in the environment. When a duplicant in an empty atmosuit breathes from the environment, they don't actually consume oxygen, which means your duplicant can literally have infinite oxygen, which is pretty neat. The only downside to this, as you can see, is that Eldridge has to keep constantly gasping for air before she can use her machine, and back and forth to generate power and so on. The wall toilet is the smallest toilet possible, but you may be wondering, how's the duplicant sleep? Well, duplicants don't technically need beds, they'll just get a sore back, which gives them a -1 to athletics for the next cycle until they sleep again. However, Eldridge does have to get up in the middle of the night to breathe before she can go back to sleep, so yeah. The better news, I really want this duplicant, the only issue is I have a major food shortage as well. So as much as I would love to get that 20 strength, I just can't afford the decreased calories for the time being. Any other time, I definitely would have taken this duplicant. It's about time we'd found another planetoid. This time it's the regolith planetoid with a lush core. I'm planning to come here way later on when I'm very well prepared. Besides the 3 POIs, I also wanted to mention I found this planetoid called Curdial. Pretty much, it's the radioactive planetoid. It's a swamp with a bunch of uranium and betas at the bottom, kinda like the old second planetoid. I also built an artifact analysis station, however I forgot you needed a duplicant with the skill to use it. However, this delay becomes very handy later on. And I am very excited to say that my earliest ever space trip was a massive success. Awesome. But as we all know, there's no rest for the wicked, and especially no rest for Eldridge. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you guys really love these episodes, maybe consider subscribing. It would help me out quite a bit. Anyways, this is going to be Enzo from LookIntoGaming signing out.